This video is sponsored by .emu. Marvel characters in video games have been a pretty good pairing for a very long time, and they are again, kind of. At this point, I think everybody knows my love for Marvel Rivals has been way too many hours, and also we have things coming up like Marvel Tokon, but among all of the different Marvel games of this new generation, there's one that I think could slip under the radar, and it definitely shouldn't. And that is the absolutely gorgeous Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Can't forget that classic Marvel games aren't just the fighting games, it's also the beat-em-ups. Stuff like Punisher and the Spider-Man video game, and of course the ever-famous X-Men beat-em-up. And as an unapologetic Marvel fan, bro, my Captain America lost his shield. When .emu and Tribute Games reached out to see if I wanted to play the game a bit early and do a sponsored video on it, I said, oh my god, yes. And that is because, well, I'm gonna talk about Marvel Cosmic Invasion in this video, and also maybe a ton of other brawlers and stuff regarding mechanics and whatever. You can go play this demo right now. You can go and download the demo on Steam, and the demo includes 2 stages in arcade mode that you can play with 9 of the total 15 playable characters that will be available in the final game, which you can look forward to playing later this very year. And if you're here like me for the love of experimenting with movesets, and there is a lot to experiment with them, we'll get into it in a second, that's actually a ton of content that you can play through, and I actually put in about 3 hours into the demo because I had to test everything. So I am going to talk about why I think that what they're doing here is really smart and really good, but you can go check out the demo using the link down below, and also wishlist Cosmic Invasion. And you definitely should if you are even slightly remotely interested in beat-em-ups or Marvel, honestly, and I'm gonna tell you why. But hey, I'm Mug, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. It's great to see you. You are looking fantastic today. Let me just say that. And as always, remember to hit the like button if you like the video, and remember to maybe subscribe if by the end of it you think that the conversations I bring to the table about video games are worth your time. Let's get into it. Now look, I have to start off by mentioning who is actually making this game. And that is the absolute masters of pixel art over at Tribute Games, which you might know from their most recent game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So they've gotten into the beat-em-up genre pretty good, and this is their sophomore attempt at it. Not their last, though. They are also the ones responsible for the upcoming Scott Pilgrim EX, the sequel to the Scott Pilgrim video game. So these guys deep in the trenches of brawlers. And of course it's being published by the ever beat-em-up centric .emu, which have a whole host of their own stuff going on in the beat-em-up world, including stuff like Absolem, which, side note, I recommend Absolem, but that's not the point of this video. I hope they'll let me keep that in. The point is, we're talking about some of the people most dedicated to keeping the beat-em-up genre alive and everything that is fun about it. From just the casual experience of sitting down and being able to blast through a game in an evening, and being able to do so in co-op with your friends, be that offline or online. And while they've already brought back Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was something that a ton of people really wanted to come back, they are now taking the Marvel license out for a spin, and boy, are they cooking. Now, the very interesting thing about this is that this is a tag game, as in you pick 2 different characters when you start to play. I already said there's 15 characters in the game. Very interesting roster with some very popular picks and some not so popular picks. Sure, you've got your Spider-Man and your Wolverine and your Storm, but there's also some fun stuff here like Phyla-Vell. Nova is here, Rocket Raccoon, which seeing Rocket, which is arguably a very modern Marvel character in many ways, at least his popularity, seeing him rendered in like this pixel art form is kind of weird and also awesome. And at least in the demo, you also have She-Hulk, you have Venom, and of course, Captain America. And officially, we know that Beta Ray Bill, Silver Surfer, Cosmic Ghost Rider, oh, and of course, Black Panther are also in the game. And the 2 final ones that haven't been announced, I don't know if I can say stuff, but like people are gonna be happy. I'm just gonna say that they're pretty popular picks. And the reason this game is so interesting is because every single character, at least of the ones we've played so far, so we can assume the rest of them, are pretty damn different. As in very different, like their core mechanics are fundamentally different. However, we should start with the things that they have in common. They can all move around the screen, and if you press the X button or the square button, you get a light combo to come out. You can hold down that button to do a heavy attack, which might have some unique properties depending on the character. And they can all jump with the A or the X button. Everybody also has like a super move on right bumper when their bar is filled, and then pretty much everything else about each character is completely different. For example, on the B or the circle button, different characters have different abilities, I guess technically. It's supposed to be your dodge or your defensive button, but some characters, like Captain America, will block stuff with their shield and can even parry enemy attacks. Other characters will have a dodge on the B button, and other characters will have different types of blocks that don't have the same parry or the same properties as others. The most unique part of every character is normally on the triangle or Y button, which is kind of your special attack. Cap will throw his shield. She-Hulk will grapple people in different configurations depending on the direction and the input after it. Phyla-Vell will throw her sword and be able to teleport to it. Storm will summon big gales. Some of the more interesting ones, Rocket Raccoon will throw out grenades, but what that grenade will do when it explodes, nobody knows. It's completely random and absolute chaos. So everybody does something slightly different with their special abilities, and some of them are governed by a resource. So for example, Spider-Man will shoot his web shooters, but he only has 5 ammo, but then he has to wait for the ammo to come back, kind of like a cooldown, so you don't just sit on the edge of the screen and spam projectiles, that sort of thing. While other characters that their abilities like the grapple don't really have a resource to them. But also, some characters, like Storm or Nova or Phyla-Vell, can just fly. So if you just press the jump button again in the air, they will stay in the air, and that can be used for combos and for juggles, and you can throw people up and then quickly double tap in the air to, instead of just having a knockdown or something like that, you can just continue juggling people into the air. But here is the kicker with all of this. If all of this sounds like you have a ton of different tools that are unique to each character, that you can mix and match to do the craziest combos and juggles and throw a bunch of enemies all over the screen and try to keep your combo going as much as possible, not only can you swap between your two selected characters at any point, but by holding down the left bumper or L1 and then inputting one of the different buttons, the character will come out and do a specific attack. For example, the A button turns into a launcher that directly combos into a swap. X button just makes them come out and do their normal light attack string, great for just pumping out damage against bosses. Triangle or Y makes them do their special, which can be incredibly useful depending on some characters. And B or circle will have them come out and do their dash attack, which can be a great follower and also a great way to kind of keep juggles going. But because each character is so different and each of these moves have different properties, knowing your characters and what all of their assists are when you call them out just gets like the fighting game nerd in me of finding the different juggles and combos and how things could interact together. It boom, right? Like a really obvious one that I've had a lot of fun with is Captain America and Rocket Raccoon, because Cap is really good at like keeping people comboed and juggling them, but he's also very good defensively at like parrying projectiles and stuff. And Rocket can just constantly send out grenades, and his dash assist also leaves a stun mine on the ground, which sets up for really cool combos. And while Rocket, in my opinion, isn't like the most fun main character to play, precisely because he is kind of a setup trap character, if that makes sense, as an assist, he's just a ton of fun to set up all of these traps and kind of improvise different combos as you go. She-Hulk is a ton of fun both as the character you can play as and also as an assist because of the way she can set up really cool crunchy combos with her grapples. And speaking of crunchy, all of the cool things that Cosmic Invasion is doing wouldn't really matter as much if the game weren't actually fun to play, right? A lot of these systems and mechanics all together, yeah, that's cool, but does it feel good to pull them off? And man, have they nailed it. I'll be quite honest, I had a great time with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I sat down the day it came out, I played through it, I played the whole thing, I had a lot of fun, but it left me wanting something a bit more, a bit deeper, a bit more crazy than what it was offering, at least for me. And Cosmic Invasion really does satisfy that, because not only do you have all of these possibilities, but the weight of it all, the way that you juggle characters and the way that the game just lets you keep juggling them infinitely if you really want to. The chaos on the screen, the responsiveness, the way that after like an hour, you just instinctively react to the sounds and the sights of like enemies attacking to pull off these perfect parries, to create just a beautiful looking pixel perfect combo mayhem on screen. while having all of this Marvel fan service of these different characters all having different voice lines, and there are a lot of voice actors that people really want to voice these characters coming back for them. They're all talking to each other. You get to see the plot line. You get to see people like Beetle and MODOK and Taskmaster just in the demo alone. It's just good old-fashioned fun. This is really the type of game that makes me excited because I know for a fact that when it comes out, me and some of my other friends that are really big Marvel fans are just going to get together, probably sit down over at my friend Dan's house because he's got a really big TV. We're going to order some pizzas, grab some beers, and play through the whole game and have an absolute blast. So the fact that it fulfills this kind of 90s kid nostalgia, not just visually, but in the plan that I will probably execute around the game, but with the modern sensibilities that I would also like in a beat 'em up, in a brawler, to have some more depth, a little bit more crazy combos going on. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is just looking absolutely fantastic, and you can go and play it right now, and I will probably feature it again on the channel at some point. And you guys know me, I am going to find a way to use some of the backgrounds from this game for my videos, because it's just really pretty. The moment I saw this announced, I absolutely lost my mind because I thought it was so cool, and I recognized the Tribute Games logo on it. And I'm so glad that it's looking this good, and that hopefully when it releases next year, we get to be really extra excited for it. In any case, I don't know why you're still watching this video. I hope it's because I'm talking about interesting things that you find entertaining. But you can go play the demo right now. Just there's a link down below, but honestly, just play it with some friends or something. It's worth it. It's especially worth it for the price of free to test it out. A huge shout out to Dotemu and Tribute Games for coming to me for this, which, like, awesome. That's great. Thank you. I don't normally take sponsorships unless it's basically something that I am really excited about anyways, or that I wanted to talk about anyways, which I hope comes across in the very few sponsored videos we do on the channel. But man, it's just like, cause it's just good. It's just good old-fashioned fun, and it's a video game, as I tend to say, and we got to appreciate those whenever we get them. I've been Mug. Thank you so much for watching. An extra special thanks to the members of The Wall, be they patrons or members here on YouTube who directly support the channel, and that's why they're up on the wall. And as always, go out there, enjoy some great games. Maybe today, you know, save an hour, go find a friend, play some Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and I'll see you again very soon.